Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. Good evening and welcome to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California for our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of heavyweights between these two great warriors. Merciless is on his way to the ring. You can see it in his eyes. You just know he's got that feeling tonight. Lewis is on his way to the ring, and you can just tell what kind of night he intends this to be. He's just brimming with confidence.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Mercer. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, Lewis.
Remember, guys, obey my commands at all times. Let's have a good, clean fight. Touch him up.
Just the opening round of 12 scheduled for tonight's bout. Two guys that can really take each other out. What's the best means of defense?
Well, if one guy says to himself, I'm not the power puncher, then he has to be smart. He has to be technically solid in all areas. He's going to have the edge.
His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Combination punching by Lewis. Right back to it upstairs. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Merciless. This is great action right from the start. What an opening round between these two. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. You know, boxing is a global sport. I think sometimes in North America we lose touch of that, but boxing is such a global sport, and every little region of the country defines its fighters differently, and the fighters are defined by where they come from.
Yeah, it really is. You know, sometimes if a fighter is from maybe a place where there's not many resources, then you're going to get a fighter who's a little cruder, and he's going to have to be more physical because, you know, he doesn't have the apparatuses in the gym where, you know, he can hit a double end ball or, you know, he can be inclined to be a little bit more technical. And I think that you're influenced by those kind of things, by the lacking of certain benefits in somebody's background or preparation.
Nice combination, jab, uppercut to the head. Nice block by Merciless. How about that? Another right hand. Nice combination, landing more than one. Both were able to score. 10 seconds remaining in this round. Lennox blocks a punch. End of the round here, a round that saw a lot of action, the kind of round that fans pay to be here to see.
Well, these are TV-friendly fighters, and we figured that coming in.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Lewis. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Lennox blocks a punch.
Up and down, side to side.
Oh, very nice. Smart counterpunch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
Teddy Lennox has had a very interesting career. Many would say at times a roller coaster career because he had the instances where the chin gave out on him.
Yeah, he has, but the most important thing in his mind is he's come back and he believes in himself, and that's where that great amateur background comes in. He's been down dark roads before.
Takes one, gives one. The right hand scores well. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Halfway through this round. Able to dismiss that body shot. Good looking counter punch. A crushing two-punch combo by Lewis. Lewis is doing a really nice job here. I mean, putting his punches together. This is what you're supposed to look like as an offensive fighter.
Yes, it is, especially when you have a guy in front of you putting the earmuffs on. You know, you cover up the way that his opponent is. You're supposed to put them together. One or two are going to be blocked. But when you put them together like that, they're going to get through.
Fine fundamentals, good counterpunch. Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep it up, all right?
And round number 3 is underway. Blocks away that headshot. And there he counters back against his opponent. Well, it may be one of the most impressive characteristics and traits in all of boxing. We're seeing it on display here. He has an iron chin. Teddy, early on in the career of Lennox Lewis, a lot of the British fans actually didn't gravitate towards him because he was one of these nomadic kind of fighters. You know, Jamaican, lived in Britain, but won a gold for Canada.
Yeah, but the most important part of that geography is his own. He had his own identity. He knew where he stood. He knew where his confidence came from. He knew what his style was.
Oh, and a two-punch combo by Lewis. And they're swelling around his eyes. And a good counter by Lewis. Teddy, is it possible that he didn't respect this fighter coming into the fight? Now, I know a lot of people would say, yeah, he's ahead on the scorecards. But you can just see the style of fight that this is, Ben. He's being tested.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of two things. This guy being better than his record would indicate, and what you touched on, that he's a human being like anybody else. We look at the guy's record, we think of what kind of fight it's going to be. He looked at it, he thought it was going to be a little easier than it's turning out.
And now we got a fight. He fires back a right hand of his own. There's the head. shot, but he parries it away. If I'm his opponent, I look at that eye and I say, that's the magic button. Keep going right there, touch it, touch it, touch it, and we could get a stoppage here.
Well, you're not wrong, but also it could work the other way to your detriment. You could be looking for that spot so much that now you're throwing one punch at a time. You're looking just for that. You're not doing the other things. You're not using the jab to set it up. You're not going to the body. And maybe you actually allow your opponent to survive longer because he could see that one shot coming. He could avoid that one shot.
You just look at Lewis, and you see a primed, chiseled athlete capable of big things.
Yes, you do, and that's part of it, but a small part of it. Then you got to take that primed, chiseled athlete and make him do those things. And mentally and technically, Lewis has found the way.
Good defense, just covering up down low. And you see he turned defense into offense, comes back with the counterpunch.
And that's exactly what he brings to the game. He makes you miss, he makes you pay, and he makes you think twice about throwing a punch later on.
Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Lewis. Nice block by Lewis.
You're still not moving enough. Move, move!
Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Right back to it upstairs. Good block by Lennix. Comes right back at him with a left hand. Teddy and Lewis, this is a fighter who we have a great sense of what his abilities are based on his amateur career because we saw plenty of them.
Yeah, and his abilities really start with that size. He knows how to use that size.
Holy cow! He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. Lewis is trying to create some space between him and his opponent. You know he wants to fight on the inside. He cannot be smothered. Able to dismiss that body shot. Last 10 seconds. We come to the end of this round. Teddy, a round in which maybe a lot of trainers don't like to see because it was a very busy round for both guys.
Well, it depends what kind of style, what kind of strength your fighter has, or even what kind of weaknesses. If I had a guy who likes to box, who likes to counterpunch, I want a guy coming at him, not with a lot of TNT in his gloves, but coming forward where my guy is well suited. He can pick him off a little bit.
Your best defense is to throw more punches. You need to throw more punches. That will keep you away. You're doing fine. Just beat you to the punch, that's all.
Back to action here at the start of this round. That last round was very interesting because it was the kind of round that can turn a fight in a completely new direction. He did well.
Yeah, you know, the old-time saying was bad start, good finish. Well, that's what he's hoping for, good finish.
Teddy, is this becoming a mental thing with him? I mean, he's not firing off the big power punches. I got to wonder why.
You know, that's a good question. Sometimes a guy is making a solid agreement in his mind that maybe if I don't hit him hard, he won't hit me hard back. He's not confident enough now to throw the punches without worrying about what had come back at him.
Well, this is exactly where Lennox Lewis wants to be, just doing a really nice job on the outside. He's just having his way on the outside against the guy that can't afford to stay there.
No, he has to find a way to get inside. I have a little advice for him. Start moving your head and start working your way in without catching the punches on the way in.
Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Lennox Lewis. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. On the mark, the counter punch by Lewis. Lennox Lewis is putting that old boxing theory to work, and that's carry that walking stick and it'll take you far.
Yeah, you're talking about that jab. He's doing a good job, but you know, the jab's not enough. You have to be educated with where to use the jab from, and that's what he's doing a good job with. If you throw a jab from too close, you can get timed with the jab killer, the right hand. He's throwing that jab from the right distance, where he's all the way outside, where his opponent cannot counter with the right hand.
Good double jab by Lewis. That's a forceful two-punch combo by Lewis. And now another left. Final 10 seconds of this fifth round. Wow, look at that, trading shots. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Committing up top now, he goes there again. Teddy, so much work in the gym goes into head movement and how to hit a moving target. Doesn't matter in this fight tonight.
No, this guy doesn't move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
I don't think that blood's going to be a big deal in terms of his vision. It's on the cheek. He just doesn't want any cut to worsen. Good block there by Lewis. Gets rid of that body shot. Lennox Lewis staying well out of range of danger from his opponent and scoring on his own. Nice job on the outside. Teddy, you know what I'm so impressed by? Obviously, the pace of this fight is just ridiculous. But how hungry these guys are. How badly each guy wants it.
Joe, this is the kind of fight that it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about legacy. How they're going to be remembered.
A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Merciless. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
That's a tried and true method that works out very well, the counterpunch landing by Merciless. He comes back with the left hand again. And as this round comes to an end, Teddy, you just get the sense that at any point this fight could come to an end because it is being fought with bad intentions.
Yes, these guys are not behaving like guys that are coming here thinking about going to the scorecards. They're letting everything go in every punch.
Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Good counter punch. Teddy, I guess they wanted it. Look at this action going right out there, wasting no time.
No, these guys are impatient. They couldn't wait to get at each other.
Good block. There's an excellent combination by Lewis.
Don't stay in one spot. Circle.
Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. And a smart counterpunch by Lewis. Lewis's strategy coming in was to land a lot of jabs. Teddy, you got to grade him out with an A here.
Maybe even an A+, Joe. That plus is the right hand. Once the jab has been there, bang, the right hand came just when it was supposed to. Give him an A+.
Good job with 3 flush punches by Merciless. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Lewis. Able to cover up along the belt line, blocks that one. Gets rid of that body shot. Lewis is doing a good job there. He has a great sense of his identity. He knows he's got to fight on the outside, and creating that space is the way to do it. Good way to protect the midsection. And there's the left hand working well for him again. A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Merciless. He's in a tough spot. There's no way around it. The eye is swelling so badly that we could see an end to this fight.
Yes, it is, but it's not an impossible spot. It's not a spot where fighters before him have not been in and have not survived and even won it. You look at Carmen Basilio when he fought the late, great Sugar Ray Robinson. You know, his eyes were closed. He found a way to win.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. Good block there by Merciless. Lewis is much better on the outside, much better when he has some space and he's at long range. So pushing off here, creating space is the right thing to do. hitting his mark there going upstairs. Lewis is, oh, Teddy, this has got to drive his trainer crazy because he's leaving himself wide open with these sweeping shots.
Well, you talk about that old saying, leaving the barn door open, and the horses are going to go out. Well, guess what? The punches, sooner or later, they're going to come in.
Counter punch by Merciless. Well, he took one right there, but then he targeted one right back. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Forth they go, each man getting the best of it. Protecting his head well with his guard. Right back to the work up top. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
One for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Good block by Merciless. Gets rid of that effort. Well-placed counter punch by Merciless. We got an interesting fight here. It looks like one man is seemingly in control, but the other is still live, is still game, is still capable. May need to hit that jackpot, though.
Well, he probably does need that knockout, so right now he has to adjust his game plan, his thinking a little bit. He's got to look for a spot to land one big shot, maybe when he's pulling out.
Able to counter that attack. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. What a good counterpunch by Lewis. Blocks that punch. That's exactly what he wanted to do, backing him up against the ropes. Able to dismiss it. punch combo by Merciless. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear-cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Good block by Lewis. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. Good defense, just covering up down low. Able to cut down that ring and just push his opponent against the ropes. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Back and forth exchange. Good job staying away from the danger there. Very well done by both men to fire off those right hands. A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Able to dismiss that body shot. A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Merciless. They start up again, back to action here with another round, but who knows how much longer it'll last. This has been a completely one-sided fight. Defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Lewis. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Lennox Lewis. Good block by Merciless. see the result. The ref stepping in, stopping this fight. That's a TKO.
By way of TKO.
Леннокс Lewis is your winner by TKO.
You know, Joe, I like a night where you see a guy tested a little bit. We saw him test it, and he passed that test with flying colors.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.